Hello. We are on. This is Twilight Soul's 90-minute games. I'm playing Fruitstrike. Doubt neither of us will need 90 minutes, but there you go. And I have, that's definitely not right. I have an amazing Soviet hand. Got decal, but I'll have to space it if I'm blockading away something else, like de Gaulle. And if I get purged, I'm in serious trouble. So 4-4-2. Oh, for goodness sake. Sorry, the sensitivity on this touchpad I'm still getting used to. So, we are going to headline Captured Nazi. We want to try playing Cambridge 5 as late as possible to avoid giving away the fact that we hold it. Eventing Korean Warsaw Pact. Or the other one, Special Relationship Blockade. Well, I don't get purged, that's a start. But it's not good. So, no doubt the inevitable Italy coup comes. And with NATO, so now there's no rush to event Warsaw Pact. Oh boy. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. No, it's fine, it's fine. So, we are now not using blockade. We will load up France with de Gaulle and pray. Youch. So, this is off to pretty much the worst start possible. I didn't get purged. I'm being unfair, at least I can still space decal. Oh, well, there we go, he had purge as well. That's a good result for him. So, we will move into Malaysia. So there you go, could have been worse. Could have been purged. And if we're lucky, we might get contained AR6, and then we can blockade away decal. So yes, we're giving up Europe domination here. If we get lucky and he doesn't overprotect Italy in a hurry, we might be able to do something with either Brush War or Truman. If we don't see Truman go, then we may want to AR6 tap Italy, which would then mean spacing decal earlier in the turn. Okay, so sensible. Oh, well, almost sensible. Oi! Youch. So I am good old cleaned out of the Middle East. We'll cover France, so we need to try and get back into the Middle East through Algeria, Tunisia, perhaps? Oh boy. So Suez is out. Special's gone. So I'm set to be dominated in Europe and the Middle East, and Asia still hangs in the balance. So that's a swell start to the game. So he may want to keep DEFCON higher in order to try and get a stab on Thailand. But I would need to roll a 6 on Iraq to get an op into Iraq. So let's see, Panama? So that is a result for him in a way because it cleans me out and it prevents CIA from being triggered. We'll take Thailand and tip the fact that we're not holding any scoring cards this turn. Is that Elvis Costello or someone pretending to be? Okay, that makes sense. So, we will be hoping to get out of mid-war less than -10, I reckon. Although... So the prevailing question here is it worth eventing Korean War for the 50-50 chance of securing South Korea? Which will at least reduce the chances of Asia being dominated. Going big. Yeah. Doing all of the things. Let's gamble, because we're not getting any better. Oh, perfect. At least we have the China card. And he had Middle Eastern scoring as well. Perfect. So we'll space decol. And that fails. So we can get Asia scoring off for 0, which is a start. And he's only got South Africa as a coup target, which is interesting. No, I think duck and cover is best for the VP. And then we'll try and get a rush on in Asia. And we'll try and hold D-Star. Alright. NASA just to entrench the Middle East. So, drop Europe scoring or push into Pakistan will be the two likely moves here. Full free ops as well, when you're running good. Ouch. Let's just drop Asia scoring for -1, shall we? Managed to get independent reds off first. So, we will move into Algeria. We're basically hoping for an AR6 pump of Italy with the China cards to hold blockade and D-style. Okay, we'll get to see the rest of his hand. Oh, he's got bloody Truman, hasn't he? We move into Tunisia to push into Libya. So you had Truman, NORAD and Comecom. So that one has to go in Italy. No, he takes the coup instead. So we pump Italy. And we just keep tapping. And we're going to leave him stranded. Oh, we're not, because he can use NORAD. Booga. Okay, so he's going to be able to ditch Truman as well, which is quite fabulous. So we will put 2 in Canada, so that NORAD's not a complete waste of time. But alas, he is going to get away with ditching Truman on the cheap. Well, looks like -11 was going to be overly optimistic. No, we'll start filling up the Southeast Asian countries. No. Decol might come back. We have to overprotect Thailand. Ugh. Ah, and there's Europe scoring. So he knows I'm holding defectors and Europe scoring. He's holding 5-year plan, not that there's anything bad he wants to ditch. And he is holding Arab Israel, Vietnam revolts, and Fidel. It is probably still worth headlining defectors by virtue of the fact that the situation is so dire. Yep. He'd do well to headline containment here. Oh well. Going for the free Milops and VP. Could be worse. There is the potential to get ahead in Asia by venting Formosa if I can get to India first. It is unlikely. Coup in Algeria? Yep. Doesn't quite get there. We're not going to get anywhere messing with Italy. We will just play back. Put 2 into Libya so we at least have presence. Run up Laos and Angola before decol. Oh man, this game is not going well. It will be stunning to last till late war. I think the game is probably up in mid-war. Off to a storming start with the Italy coup and the Ops Light turn 1, but we'll keep muddling on, and with CIA gone as well, there's, yes, very little chance. But we will carry on regardless. Yeah, we will not have the Ops to dominate Asia with Formosa. Yep. We will... Oy, boy. Click. Influence. We'll keep running up through Africa while pressing India. So, going to be minus 14 going into mid-war. Thought minus 11 would be alright. Such a glum dog. You say that. pressing for... No, just taking both. I mean, to some extent I can live with that, because he's not vying for domination yet. The question is, can we... Right, we're going to press in there and see if we can sneak into Turkey. Because if we can try and race for denying domination in Europe. Because with the 4 ops we can take Turkey, Greece and the UK and make it 6 apiece. But we know he's holding 2 3-op cards. So we're going to also have to blockade away D-style to stay ahead in Asia and avoid domination there, because we're now 4 off there. UNI on 5-year plan? Oh, containment. He's going to leave it in the deck. Fair enough. So if he takes Turkey, the jig's up there. Oh, he takes Greece. No, same result. We will yield Europe scoring for -5. So we know he's holding 5-year plan and Fidel. We're just waiting to see what the other card is. Socialist governments. That what did all the damage. So we will blockade away D-style, which Fruitstrike will no doubt salt on turn 4. Take Indonesia to level up. So presumably Event Fidel? Oh! Apologies for the internet blip. Yeah, standard. Alright, so despite it being gone, we will tap Italy. So we've got emit, decol. Nice that we've got decol. Portuguese Empire and junta. But we don't want to do junta because we want to try and do something with Italy. So we will event Sadat. Will we? And hope, yeah, hope not to get Muslim revolution. They wouldn't think it's op sufficient. Brezhnev. Well, let's see if we get the coup or not. If I was Fruitstrike, I would have the coup to deny mill ops and Italy's scored. Europe has scored. But we'll see if he thinks the same way I do. Alright, get 2 VP. Every little helps. He does go for the coup. Sensible. Beggars won't be choosers here. Oh, I've got to do my Norad up again. We'll take Italy. Oof. So next will be the Angola flip. So how will we get through to late war? We will do it by avoiding domination in Africa, scoring presence and denying them in South America. Oh well, no, we're not going to do that because D-Style's coming back out. And there I was joking about that happening. Never joke. So let's have a coup on Zaire. Until 1. I was using it because of the very real possibility I use a 2-op card and fail. So now he gets a free coup on Angola. So that's how you do it. Well, we might as well event Portuguese Empire crumbles. And make him D-Style into Nigeria. If only to get one less op going into South America. So as played, he'll D-Star 1 into Nigeria, probably 1 into Panama, 1 into Venezuela, 1 into Brazil. Yep, yep, yep. Okay, all South America. So we will junta and hope to realign Chile. 60% of the time we whiff, but on this occasion, we don't. Big money. Well, there you go. Junta did its bit. Finished taking Venezuela and Brazil, and one in Zaire. No, one to protect against... Oh, he's under Brezhnev, I forgot. Also to protect against Voice of America. We will space away Decol. And that fails, which means we don't get to space another card, which means we're going to hold Liberation Theology through next turn. But we will event emit. And we're looking for Lone Gunman and non-sympathetic scoring cards. Splendid. So we get rid of Quagmire. We'll get rid of South America. We'll keep Cuban Missile Crisis in now. And we're going to ditch Brush War as a neutral. We'll keep Southeast Asian scoring him. So bye-bye Brush, bye-bye South America, bye-bye Quag. Alright. So we've ended up in the perverse position, now I'm 12 VP down, that the USSR doesn't dominate in any region. But that's not likely to last supremely long. Still holding 5-year plan, don't know about the other two. Despite South America having scored, I might pop one in Chile. Just as it's a pretty juicy target to clean me out for late war. Oh well, we'll ditch all three. Didn't get any scoring cards, that's nice. So if we get Lone Gunman in our hand, we'll use Cuban Missile Crisis. We are we're really unlikely to dominate Europe using Marshall Plan for ops, and it's scored. So we may use Marshall Plan to flip and put an extra one in Nigeria. And then we're perversely hoping to be Del Lone Gunman. So we can event Cuban Missile Crisis to drop DEFCON. Influence. Yeah. Okay. That makes sense. Oh, that's good work all round. So we will finish our AR7 with a big old coup on Botswana. With salt. Oh well. Good enough. Big enough. So we got grain sales, that's nice. Ninth card is... Sorry. Cuba. Purge Indo-Pakistani. We're still not going to get Asia off. Oh boy, 3 VP. We will event grain sales. Let's see if we get missile envid for good measure. And IND, fine. We can't Defcon suicide him, so we'll just shorten his hand and we'll coup Zaire. We'll event Indo-Pakistani war to try and flip India. Arab-Israeli war went in turn 3, so we might want to play into Israel fairly soon. So alliance goes for 0, nicely done. We'll start a coup war on Uruguay if we need to. To be honest, a coup, if he coups Uruguay, I'll play into Paraguay, but wasting tempo and time in South America suits me fine at the moment. There's other things that need doing. I'm going to try and hold Cuban Missile Crisis through another turn, just in case I can ditch lone gunmen. So yeah, the coup on Botswana is more attractive. Uruguay should definitely be lower on the list. And that does incentivize me to get the coup off, the realign off on Angola ASAP. Although South African unrest is still in play. Plenty of cogitating. I don't think she believes you. Making the most of that 90-minute clock. Oh, dropping it. Wise. So that's 5 VP back. I'm happy with that. I could have played some ops to do more. Now let's take our opportunity and realign Angola. Good. Let's take some zeros. Big money, no ames, and stop. Yay! So now it will behoove Fruitstrike to coup Saharan states. And we'll drop 2 into Angola to protect against South African unrest. We may run out of road and have to use Cuban Missile Crisis. Yeah, so coup on Saharan states is the play here. Especially as Fruitstrike currently has no mill-ops. I may use Cuban Missile Crisis to put 3 in Cuba, of course, with Fidel gone. But it will take a puppet government to get to Panama. Well, or Panama can now return. Yep, sensible. So shuttle dip saves us some money. So instead, especially with Middle East unscored, we'll use Cuban Missile Crisis to threaten domination in the Middle East. Although, of course, if I then drop Asia scoring for 2 VP instead, but we'll event Indo-Pakistani War next. Because that would be more than a 2 VP swing. So Saudi gets filled. Oh well, the easy way. We'll event Indo-Pakistani War in India. And miss. So we'll just be ditching Asia scoring. So we'll go 6 and 7, filling up Israel. Puppet's gone to space. Off to the races. So we'll ditch Asia scoring this turn. Finish with the Cambridge 5. Hold Muslim Rev. A well-timed ABM treaty could give us Africa control, of course. Which wouldn't be half bad. Not entirely sure what's being chewed over here. Basically, there's nowhere in Central America with liberation theology gone. Ooh. Oh, dastardly. We will event Asia scoring. And let them walk into Panama. But we'll finish taking off Israel to level up the Middle East. So an ABM, well, it's a reach, isn't it? Flipping Africa for control would be great. It's still a long way off. Oh, well, that's an extra op at least. So Panama gets taken. We'll put one in Cameroon in case we can flip the old-fashioned way as well. We did get ABM, which is nice. And we got one small step, so we may be able to get ahead of them on that. So we will bury you is in play. We can't play duck and cover. So the question is, if we're missile envied, what happens? Are we happy giving up Muslim Revolution? Not particularly. But ABM gives us the flexibility of getting a coup off on Panama if he tries to drop Central America scoring. Middle East scoring. Okay, so the coup on Iran. So coup on Iran is the must. And we want a 4 or higher. And we... Oh no, I'm stupid. Can't count. Alright, well, that's helpful. So I'd expect to see a coup on Zaire here. We don't have a great NORAD target. I guess Italy or France. Just to shore it up. And we're hoping they get off to space first so we can once more step them. Zaire? Yeah. And it's a big one. Let's put another one in Italy. So while we continue to dominate in Africa, we can level up the Latinate area. And we may be able to squeak it off for domination if we're lucky. So many coups. Glad the other one wasn't so good. So we will retake domination and shore up Uruguay. So what we're likely to do is I'd like to coup Colombia and then OAS Panama AR7 after having played into Cuba to try and threaten Central America control. Well, that's nice. I guess he's worried about we will bury you. We'll pop one in Tunisia, making the coup target slightly harder. Well, he might have Bear Trap or VOA or John Paul, so we're still hoping he'll space. We've got a few coup cards. We'd just like to be doing other stuff. Okay, so that solves whether or not we invest effort there. We will saturate the Africas. We are hoping he's got African scoring this turn, though. Please get success. He doesn't. Feck. It's not often you're hoping your opponent gets ahead in space, but that was definitely one of those occasions. So we'll now space South African unrest. And we succeed, typically. Which means you'll now space Muslim Rev. We'll split our forces and use OAS AR7 to put one in each. So event and repair. Yeah, okay, and we fail the bloody one that matters. That's just perfect. So yeah, we will use OAS to break Israel, Brazil, and Panama. It looks like we're not going to get ahead in Africa this turn, which is a serious bummer. Event and repair with an op to spare, which goes back in the same place. So we'll event OAS, and we'll break Panama and Brazil to at least give them a choice. We don't get Africa scoring, but we do get We Will Bury You and UN intervention. Although we can bear trap But if we bear trap, we may get quagmired. So he got lone gunman, bonus. Nuclear subs, which he'll probably use AR7. Comic-Con's only worth 3 VP, but better than nothing. Summit and EEU, which will hold turn 8 if we can, because that's when it's at its best. Anyway, let's go We Will Bury You to protect any chance of a Quagmire coup. So let's go We Will Bury You. Yeah, so he's not going to get the coup off. But he can repair Brazil and Panama. His other option is to try cooing on Sudan and Zimbabwe, but we just start a coup war back and forth. AR7 bear trap, of course. So I can only use it on South African unrest. Which means I don't get to go off to space unless I space a neutral card. So I think he's holding Comic-Con, OPEC, nuclear subs, and Africa scoring. So we will, as always, attack the unscored region. There are multiple levels of being alert. Britain needs alerts. So, oh no, he's going for the coup war and fails. That's a bummer. Yeah, so a coup on Sudan here, and I can flip Brazil, which would be nice. I can only flip Brazil if I forego my UN intervention and give up 3 VP. So next up will be a coup on Sudan, most likely. But yeah, holding Eastern European unrest through to next term would be the best bet. Oh. So we will give NATO rather than NATO? Or do we give nuclear test ban to raise DEFCON to 4? Because I can then at least get a coup on Nigeria. And I am unable to play that, so I was just checking. Okay, so we'll get a NORAD trigger as well, which is nice. It's a shame we had to give up 3 VP for it. But yeah, flipping Brazil would be the imperative here. If Africa doesn't, the balance of Africa doesn't change massively. Going for a cheap coup. Still has success. So we'll take Cote d'Ivoire to shore up Nigeria against realignment, and take Brazil. And now we just maintain pressure in Africa. We're unlikely to hold East European unrest if we want to hold UN intervention, and space South African unrest. AR7 bear trap. Always appealing. At least we'll dodge DEFCON suicide. But War Games continues to be a looming threat. Eastern European unrest really is appealing because we can break East Germany, Poland and Romania. So bagging Turkey and the UK again starts to look nice to us. The Syrian Cultural Revolution is still in the deck. Going for Cote d'Ivoire? No, going for the easier coup. What do we think? He's still gaining nothing on tempo. Let's use the China card. Take Panama and continue to lay pressure on. So a coup on Zimbabwe will level up. Here it comes. So we're hoping for a 3 or higher. Oh, that's nice and high. Yep. That's him giving, I think. We'll space South African unrest if he does that and hold East European unrest. And UN intervention. Because those are the two best cards in our hand. He may fancy one more coup. I think he's holding Comecon and OPEC. He'll want OPEC for the 3VP though. No, he gives. Okay, great. So we'll now space South African unrest and hope to get the 2VP square. We don't. Lasai. But we will AR7 bear trap. Defectors to space to prevent the double spacing, and he whiffs. Great. We will now coup Colombia to threaten a spear realign on Venezuela. These are starting to tick. Okay, and I've miscounted hands because he's only got 2 cards left, and I count Comecon, OPEC, and nuclear subs. I don't remember seeing OPEC or nuclear subs, so I'm assuming it's those 2. So he'll play OPEC and hold nuclear subs knowing he's going to get bear trapped. Methinks. Well, it's looking better than it did leaving early war. Leaving mid-war, USSR still ahead on the board, but most, apart from Asia's dicey, but the rest looks okay, but just okay. And a reformer headline wreaks havoc in Europe. So we're not out of the woods. I would expect to see OPEC get evented because it puts him over the war games threshold. A fine break, given the circumstances, but we're still going to get the coup. So we'll bear trap him. We are ahead, so we can Star Wars, which is nice. We can ditch Aldrich James at the end of the turn. We could use Eastern European Unrest twice. What's currently in the deck? Nothing spectacular for Star Wars. I think we'll still play Junta first in case we get put in the quagmire. Brrr. What am I missing? US, Japan. Aldrich, Star Wars. Yeah, right, I'm sorry. Alright, so the worst thing that can happen to us is we get quagmired. Which says play Junta. The best thing is we don't get quagmired and we could headline East European Unrest, but we don't immediately get domination, so Junta's better. Oh. So now we get to realign instead. That's not shabby. So he gets out the trap. Well, that's nice. So we will take both of them. Out with puppet governments. We'll use UN intervention on Vietnam revolts. Take Turkey. And get ready to... We'll be spacing Willy Brandt most likely. Finishing with Aldrich James. And we might double tap Eastern European unrest. If he doesn't take Iran or Jordan, I might take the 1 in 3 flip of Iraq with Iran-Iraq war, because it also confers me mill-ops. And the worst thing that can happen to me is an ops war in Asia, as that'll cost me ops to get into it. Alas, I left it too late. But what we'll do is we will event East European unrest, hoping he'll repair, and I can then play it again with Star Wars. A well-timed Muslim revolution or reformer. He can make ominous noises, but things are still looking up. At least we've managed to get OPEC to drop instead. But let's take our moment and hit him again. There's nothing else worth stealing, is there? Nah. Okay, I mean, that's a fantastic result for me. We kind of want to... We've still got Aldrich Ames for the late game military work, if we need it. We'll just try and keep the pressure up in Europe. I don't think we're going to be able to secure domination permanently. Hmm. Oh boy. That's bad for us. So we give up the VP. But we can use Aldrich with impunity. And we now know that there's 0 chance of us getting hit by Ortega. Not true. A purge. A purge would still be enough. But Ortega's looking less likely. Especially now any Iranian hostage crisis. Terrorism is likely to leave me into that corner. Is he going to hit me with a China card to threaten France? Yep. Nicely done. So we'll go back over the top, foregoing our NORAD. And that's nice. We get ABM treaty, so we can set Europe right. And we've got solidarity. This is not a shabby hand to be getting at this stage. Although, we still need to worry about war games. But it's starting to look a bit better. Where's shuttle diplomacy? There it is. Yuri. Decol. Kitchen debates. So decols our space card. Iran-Contra is fine AR7. Solidarity. No, we'll event ABM treaty. Put our work right. And we're going to get coup and counter coup now. With DEFCON at 4. So we're hoping they coup badly, we coup well, and can then use the op to repair. Or they might put one in every single... Oh no, wait, I've got one in Mexico, so I still keep presence. They may be looking to drop the scoring card, though. So 2 in Panama, 1 in Cuba, and a coup on Panama, which I then counter coup and put 1 in Panama to sort out. Eventing shuttle diplomacy is not great at this point in the game because we may not see another scoring card. Okay. Coup? No, just the space race, fine. Fails. That's not great for him. So we will use Olympic Games to repair. Keep DEFCON high. Will we? Suppose we don't have to. No, we'll keep DEFCON high. The worst case scenario is a coup on Thailand. Otherwise, everywhere is just a counter coup for me. Oop. Of course, Asia's already bad. So I then just keep country count up. So in the great scheme of things, even that's not diabolical. Want to try and event kitchen debates. Definitely want to event solidarity. Okay. Great. Happy with that. We'll call it as well. Ha! That's super duper harsh for Fruitstrike. So let's get through the rest of the hand. We want to event kitchen debates, event solidarity, play Iran Contra AR7, space decall, so we use Urian Samantha AR6 and try and hold the China card, although it just takes cultural diplomacy to take it back off me. Press for domination in Europe, which solidarity will help with. So, it is now looking better than it did in early war. Now that Muslim Revolution's gone as well, the Middle East is alright. We just want to try and avoid domination there, so things like marine barracks. Well, AWACS solves that little problem to some extent as well. That has to be repaired, which only leaves a free op somewhere else. Fine. So we'll event kitchen debates and go for the poke in the chest. So we're looking to space decall, event solidarity. We've still got shuttle diplomacy for clean ops, because now it doesn't trigger Middle East anyway. And he got Ortega as well. Harsh break. And doesn't get the full coup off. Let's go off to space first. We fail, but we get another stab, so we can use Yuri. He can coup in Zimbabwe all he likes. I'm agnostic about that. Glare blind. When you've got a target in your mind, you know? Oh, come on! Both failing space is galling, certainly. So we'll event solidarity. We'll hold shuttle diplomacy just for extra ops, unless he does something drastic. Oh, comme ça. So we'll use shuttle diplomacy to put that right. Well done, well done. The old 5-year plan switcheroo. Let's see if that's enough to swing the game, of course. So we'll probably be using Iran Contra to fix whatever he does with 5-year plan here. But going into turn 10, he's going to have to find a way of dominating Asia. flipping domination in Africa. He needs to basically, if he can get Middle East and Africa to domination, even if he doesn't get Asia, he starts to put the wind up me. Youch. Nope, not 3. 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. Oh, come on, mousepad. That would be lovely. So I'm holding Brush War, and Junta's gone. Is there any way that he can do something to South America? Latin American debt crisis, yeah, but I can just ditch Iranian hostage crisis. So now might be the time to play South America scoring in the headline, but I guess grain sales to deny the coup. And shorten the hand is probably best. Although duck and cover's worth 3 VP, so would stop the reformer kicking in at high tension. So duck and cover's probably better. They have no way to reduce DEFCON otherwise, right? So I've got Iranian hostage crisis. Got South America scoring. Yeah, ABM's gone. I'm holding Brush War. Containment. Marshall. Solidarity. Cambridge 5, which is neutered. Iranian hostage crisis, which I can space. So yeah, duck and cover's better because if the reformer triggers, it's less painful. Also Quagmire. So Iranian hostage crisis will go in at first. I'm now not likely to get South America for domination, but he may choose to tap Central America first. Not a great time to be quagmired. Oh, he's going straight for the jugular. So we can event Solidarity AR7 to put that right. We're still likely to event grain sales here. Ooh. Bam, bam, bam. So we'll get our mill ops by cooing on Uruguay. And we put things back the way they were, which is good. So we need to redo... We need to redo Africa. And we can Solidarity AR7 if we want to neutralise Europe, which would be fine. And we've still got a brush wall we can make somewhere. No juicy target. But we'll go grain sales, because if we can tear down this wall, that's always nice. So he's going to have another stab. Ooh. So we will play back into Botswana. And we'll also play into Paraguay. So if he gets the thought to coup Uruguay again, we might just take a straight race there. Still want to event grain sales, but don't want to be put off tempo. Well, went with terrorism. Okay, fine. Fine. So we will event grain sales. We get Chernobyl. We will event it in Europe. So he has to space tear down this wall, which is great for tempo. Would have been nice to get it, but... So now we event Solidarity. And based on the profile of the board, the game is ours. We can discard Brush War, and our best bet, I believe, is to tap France. Yeah. Well, there we go. That turned out unlike what one would have expected at the start of the game. Well, there we go. So Fruitstrike has beaten me once in real life and once online. So he still holds the laurels, which is fine. But, yeah, happy with that result. Very happy given how it started. It came good in mid-war and the late war made it good. Thanks for watching. Comments always welcome. Hope you're enjoying the new stable stream. And you'll probably next see me in the playoffs of iirc, where I'm the 7th seed. I have to win a best of 1 against an incomer. And then I'll get to play the person who won our league, Kyan Fan, in a best of 3 to try and progress. We will see. That'll all happen in June. It's May. Maybe there'll be a game between now and then. Who knows? But thank you for watching, and ciao for now.